Nita Leland is a graduate of Otterbein University and has taught classes and workshops in watercolor, collage, creativity, and color for more than 30 years. An author of several books and DVDs on creativity and color from Northlake Books and ArtistsNetwork TV, Nita is an active judge for art exhibits and currently conducts workshops throughout the United States and Canada. You can visit her online at nitaleland.com. This video workshop will help you develop and strengthen your natural curiosity, flexibility, independence, and playfulness so that you can become the artist you want to be. Follow along with Nita Leland's exercises to explore and expand your artistic boundaries so you can achieve creative success.
I want to show you a little technique that may give you a surprise. I call this two-hand drawing. Now you may wonder how you can draw with two hands, because after all, you're either right-handed or left-handed. One of your hands can't draw at all, right? Well, you may be surprised when you try this. You can find yourself a subject. Anything will do, as long as it's not too complicated. A flower. I'm going to do a stargazer lily here. Or you could do your shoe or piece of fruit, any object that takes your fancy. The key, first of all, is to observe it carefully, get an idea of how it's shaped, think about what you might put into your picture and what you might take out of your picture. And what you're going to learn now is that your non-dominant hand can draw. So now I'm going to show you how this works. My little markers. You take a different color of marker in each hand. You're going to move both at the same time and draw the contours of the object from top to bottom. And your sketch is going to be livelier and more interesting than it would be if you got your nose down on the paper with a pencil and drew it in detail. So I'm going to start up here at the top. Come down to the center. I'm going to come over here, get the next petal. I'm watching the curves as I go along. Now this one is a little different. It's a little wider as it comes in there. Comes in behind that one and up to here. I'm going to skip this little one right here and come over to this side for now. Now I think I'm going to go from the center out. That's another option. But I'm moving my hands simultaneously. And then sometimes if I see a curve on one side, I might move that way. And sometimes I'll skip it. So now I'm going to come down here to this one. And I have a curve on the left hand and some little ripples on the right. And then I'm going to come in here and start at the outside. And there's the main part of my lily. And there's no way you can get any excitement out of this once the watercolor is dry without starting completely over again. But there is some fun you can have with India ink and a stick. So if you take the stick, this time what we're going to try to do is break up the lines that are too tight and too rigid with the watercolor. And I like to use a stick and I like to hold it in a non-typical kind of way because this, in fact, well, let's use the non-dominant hand because that, I have less control over that and it gives me a more exciting kind of line. And I can zig and zag, you know what, I don't like to do that for this. So So I can go more quickly this way. And I get random thicknesses. I'll put a little center in that one. And define all of these little flowers. I'm using the reds as the prominent flowers here. These little sticks come from a bamboo placemat. So I don't know where you can get those nowadays. I've had mine for so long. And so then we have these little yellow ones that are down here. I kind of get a little definition of the shape of the container. Try to make the masses of different sizes. And I think these little purple ones, I kind of like the idea here of having a tight scribble in there. So that's what I'm going to do for these. And every picture is different in the way you can finish it this way. Put in little centers. And once you have finished doing the drawing part of it, you can go back in and enhance some of the colors as well. One of your greatest creative assets is your brain and the images stored in your mind. But when you want to understand how something works, when you want to represent something and still be creative, you have to sharpen your awareness of your subject and learn about placement. So we're going to talk about composition in this section. One of the things that I think is really important to do is to work in series, using different ways of looking at a subject or examining your theme from different aspects. Look at it from the top. Look at it from underneath, turn it inside out, zoom in like you're a camera lens, or step back and take a wide-angle view. You can create much more creative and meaningful artwork when you try to develop creative composition based on the knowledge of the subject that you're working with. So let's look at this green pepper and see what it looks like inside. All right, you see all of the little loops and swirls on this green pepper? Now you can't see the seeds on this one, so let's cut it the other direction and see if we can see the seeds. Not too many seeds in this one, all right, but I can still see those wonderful loopy, graceful curves throughout the shape of the green pepper. So that's one way of looking at the green pepper. And I'll take the orange one, and I'm going to look just at the top of this one. That's a nice shape right there. You see, I've drawn the top of this one right here. And when I turn it over, at the bottom, I see a different view. So this one, I'm going to cut crosswise. I'll start at the bottom, so I don't cut into the seeds right away. There's another design right from the bottom. And when I look at this way, this is another picture.